So now we're here reporting with the latest on Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. So as I reported previously, Jeezy filed for divorce 2 weeks ago there in Georgia. Regardless of what's going on, they are still living together. Now, a lot of people think when you get divorced or when one files for divorce, either you're already separated, especially being in the documentation that he filed on the paperwork, he said they're living in a bona fide state of separation. But I guess that doesn't mean physically, because they're still living in the same house, still walking past each other, still co-parenting their daughter, Monaco, in this situation, which some people may find odd. Now, I know a lot of you, especially the ladies, are going to jump in and say, that's not odd, JR. I can live in the house with a man. I live with my boyfriend and we were both dating, or I live with my husband and we were both dating because we couldn't afford to move out with each other. Man, listen, whatever works for you is what works for you. You feel me? But it couldn't have been a surprise. It's blindsided one blindsiding the other, according to reports, is that Jeannie was blindsided by the whole divorce. But you still got to come home. You reading the headlines, you're on your phone, catch it up, and then this dude or your wife's right next to you, and you reading all this stuff, and maybe you might sneak in the bedroom. Maybe you guys may be sleeping in the same bed. You still clapping cheeks, but we're still going through this. Jeezy's still wearing his ring. Maybe he's putting her on notice on this whole thing because of maybe her behavior wasn't what he thought it was going to be. Supposedly there's a difference in raising their daughter, family values, rumors about the brother moving in, the mother getting involved. One thing you must know, and I know this personally because I used to be married to a Southeast Asian woman, which Jeannie Mai, is that there's a thing called save face. Even I know in the Asian community period, there's a thing called save face, but definitely Southeast Asian. You save face, everything needs to look well, look like all is well and things like that. And you don't put your business out there like a lot of other cultures do, like, they did this. So she's trying to make it work. This woman's 45 years old? Jeezy just turned 46 a couple of days ago. So Jeezy's just like, baby, I put you on notice a few times and you haven't cleaned up the act. Regardless of what was going on social media, her promoting his book that he dropped and all these different things like that. Baby, you haven't straightened up. You letting the fam getting involved in our relationship. And you tend to see why some people remain single once you really start hanging out with them, even though they've been together since 2019, I believe, 2018, they've been together for quite some time. When you marry someone 2 years, they've only been married for 2 years and he's filing for divorce already. You would think in the 40s, you should be able to get things together. People always say there's a common denominator in a situation, but you never know what's going on, especially if you are more of a private person, which I believe Jeezy is, and Jeannie Mai is more of a broadcast in her situation, talking about her Lewinsky's, that she does and all these other things she's putting out there for people to know about what they got going on behind closed doors. That may have been an issue. And you got this chick, seems like she has a hot temper, or she goes off, and when people really find out it's real, it's real. That's why what's important is your peace always comes first. She's not trying to leave at this point. He's not trying to leave out of the house. They're just going to go through the process of the divorce. And maybe this is just a cool off period, but he's just filing to let her know, hey, it's real. I'm still rocking my thing. Hey, I'm going to give you till this time to straighten your ish up. If you don't straighten your ish up, man, I'm out of here. And we can do joint custody or whatever like that. That's just that. But this is the strange thing about marriage, because it's like, why go through all this stuff, put on all the pageantry that goes into it, all the blogs, social media, all the trips, all the vlogs, and then you just end up just calling it quits. People do things out of an emotional response, especially when it comes to breaking up, divorces. But sometimes you just have to realize that you and this person just aren't meant to be together. And a lot of us, we find that out the hard way, and we try to make stuff work and it just won't work. And you find out after a while that even though it hurts, you're more at peace as you realize, hey, I really don't need to be with this person. I'm always arguing with this person. This person doesn't agree with anything I say. This person doesn't give me a chance to talk. This person doesn't respect my boundaries. They don't respect my wishes in terms of what I want out of this relationship. They said they did initially, but then they completely changed. And I believe that people do change when it comes to certain things. People do change. You see signs early on, but people do change. People always say, can't you see these signs? Or didn't you know, especially with Jeezy, didn't you know before that y'all had a difference in family values? Why did you marry her? Why did you put up with this all this time? And sometimes a motherfucker will do a 180 on you. Trust me, I know. You guys know my story. You could be with somebody for years. When I say years, I literally mean years, like a decade. Then one day, if they just have some epiphany in their mind, or start reading or getting around a certain type of people or a certain influence, they basically change. And that's how it is. And that's the beauty of life, is that we don't control anybody. Everybody has their own sovereign will in life and what they want to do. And if they choose that they don't want to, you guys aren't on the same frequency, then you guys need to separate. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. Life goes on, and that's what I want to tell you guys. That's the beauty of this whole thing. Life goes on. Trust me, life goes on. I can't say that any clearer, because we get hung up on people and think that relationships are supposed to last forever. You want to manifest this great thing and say, this is forever. I want this shit forever, man. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes hearts are broken and realize that you weren't born with this person. You should want to see this person happy without. If this person isn't happy with you, then you need to remove yourself from the situation. And arguing a lot of times proves that this person isn't happy with you. Now, people can say you have to work through those things and stay blah, blah, blah. I don't believe you have to take care of a motherfucker for the rest of their life. But these things, it's so important to vet people. It's important to vet, to have that initial thing, but people outgrow each other. They do it all the time. And maybe you could say, JR, just don't get married. Don't get married. Trial period. And we go from there. If we're always arguing and we can't agree on shit, we're not getting married. We're not moving in with each other. None of that shit. If we're always arguing, that's what I say. I know personally, if we're always arguing, we're not living together. We damn sure ain't getting married. But that's just my thoughts. Co-parenting in the same house? I don't know. My needs need to get fulfilled. I'm a man. I get an erection on the regular. So something's got to go down. We can be roommates, bona fide roommates or whatever. Bona fide, a state of separation, but bona fide roommates. But I'm going to have a boner. Anyway, man, let me quit the bullshit, man. Let me know what you guys think, though. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts, helps us support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50.